Miami Heat Nation. Hello, guys. My name is Trent, and over here in this channel, we are going to be covering the Miami Heat. So if you want to stay updated to all the Miami Heat news, this is the perfect channel for y'all. Make sure you drop that sub and turn on post notifications. Also, I do want to say that I do have a Miami Heat Discord server, so if you want to go join that, the link will be in the description. Now, today's video, we are going to be reacting to an article on Clutch Points, pretty much saying 3 teams to trade for Kyle Lowry before the NBA trade deadline. We all know as Miami Heat fans, we cannot stand Kyle Lowry. He needs to wrap it up. He needs to retire. He is pretty much useless on this Miami Heat team, and he's making us lose games. Now, currently, the Miami Heat are 29-25, currently on a 2-game losing streak. The last 10 games were 5-5, so we've been very mediocre throughout the season. We dealt with a lot of injuries, and it's crazy to say that we're 29-25 and 6 in the Eastern Conference, and if the playoffs started today, we won't even be in the play-in, and that just shows how good this team could be if we just make a couple of tweaks. Now, the first team that came to mind in this article is the Los Angeles Clippers. Now, it makes sense. The Clippers have been linked to Kyle Lowry, and honestly, I would be absolutely stoked. I'd honestly be super happy if Pat Riley can pull this off. The reason why the Clippers are looking for a veteran point guard is because clearly John Wall wasn't it, and Reggie Jackson just isn't enough. And currently, the Clippers on the offense end are ranked 23 in offensive rating. The Clippers have been playing way better, currently 30-26, 4th in the Western Conference, and they just want to tweak their roster just a little bit to make that postseason push. Now, if I'm Pat Riley, I see a lot of not a lot of young players, but I see a lot of good role players that we could trade Kyle Lowry to the Clippers for, and the Miami Heat can get a lot of good players in return. The 2 players that I'm looking at currently are Luke Kennard and Robert Covington, maybe even a Nicholas Batum. And the reason why I'm personally interested in these dudes, one, Luke Kennard can help our shooting. We lack shooting so far a lot this season. If we shot what we did last season, this team will be at least a top 10 offense in the league, and we will win a lot more games. We just don't really have that shooting ability this year. So Luke Kennard can definitely bring that to the roster. I understand he's not the greatest defender. I understand there is some stuff that comes with Luke Kennard, but we can't be picky. Kyle Lowry's honestly useless, and any trade that we have to give with Kyle Lowry, we probably have to throw in a first-round pick. So we can't be picking and choosing. But Luke Kennard and Robert Covington Batum definitely stand out to me. Robert Covington been in and out the rotation. I don't really see him staying on the Clippers for long. Robert Covington is a wing. He is a solid shooter and can play some really good defense. And that's what the Miami Heat need. For teams that need to win championships, you need wings and you need players that can knock down the 3 consistently. And yes, he could be streaky sometimes. But like I said, we cannot be picky. Kennard and Covington and Batum would honestly be a great fit. Kennard will be on contract at 2025, makes about like $14 million around there, and Covington will be on contract at 2024, and he makes about $11 million. So whatever the contract fits to get Kyle Lowry's salary out of here, I'm all for it. So you guys let us know in the comment sections, how do you feel about the Clippers? You can name other players that you think will be a good fit for the Miami Heat, but those are the 2 to 3 players that I feel like stand out and that I'm all willing to trade for. Number 2, the Dallas Mavericks. Now, the Dallas Mavericks are in trouble. Ever since they let Jalen Brunson walk in the offseason to the New York Knicks, was probably one of the worst decisions in their franchise, because now this team is struggling. Luka literally has to do everything, and ever since Luka deals with injury or has to miss a game, this team is one of the worst teams in the league, and that's super unfortunate. So once again, they're looking for another ball handler to team up with Luka. They tried to do it with Kemba Walker. That was a fail. They just need another guard. So I'm all for it. There's a couple players in the Dallas Mavericks that I like. I like a Spencer Dinwiddie. He does make about $20 to $21 million in the next 2 years, but I'm all for it. Spencer Dinwiddie is inconsistent a little bit, but honestly, it's already an upgrade over Kyle Lowry. Doesn't deal with injuries. Yes, inconsistently a little bit, but can still put up buckets, and that's all we really need. We need a point guard that can play make and score. And if we can get that, it helps out Bam. It helps out Jimmy, because we all know Jimmy's going to turn up in the postseason. Tyler Hero is going to start turning up again. That's all we really need is that guard position. And then Dorian Finney-Smith kind of helps us out with another big body, help out Bam, in the paint, because we're a very small team. With Yurts haven't been in now, Orlando Robinson dealing with an injury, Dwayne Dedmon being useless. I love Finney-Smith. I love what he brings. He just signed up to a huge contract, but has been having a down year. But he could play some really good defense, knock some big shots down, and already has been in the moment with Luka, so not too worried about him folding up. And then the number 1 team on the article is going to be the Minnesota Timberwolves. And this is a trade that I think all Miami Heat fans want to do. It's going to be D'Angelo Russell and Naz Reid. Russell, obviously, improvement, has played awful in the postseason for the Minnesota Timberwolves. Haven't had the greatest relationship with the Timberwolves. He wants out. He is going to be on an expiring deal. But the last month or so, he has been absolutely balling. The last 2 games has just putting up 30 points, 10 rebounds, and 6 assists, which is absolutely incredible. His season stats is 18 points a game, 39% from the three-point line, and 6.2 assists. I would take this any day, anytime. I'd rather have a snitch D'Angelo Russell on my team than a washed-up Kyle Lowry. And for Naz Reid, it's crazy to say that they don't want to sign into a contract extension, but I love what he brings. Another big body. He's only 23 years old, 6'9", can help out Bam in the paint, and obviously brings that toughness. I feel like he'll fit perfect for the culture for the Miami Heat. So those are the 2 players that I'm looking at for the Minnesota Timberwolves. You guys let us know in the comment sections, out of these 3 teams, what players are you willing to trade for Kyle Lowry? I do think we have to give up a first-round pick if we're going to give up Lowry because of his contract, but it is what it is. I want to win now. But I love you guys so much. Make sure y'all join the Discord, and I'm out of here. Peace.